Welcome back to the channel, Adventures Through Climate Change with your host, me, Trevor. And we take an armchair approach to climate change. We watch other people's videos. We read their articles. We try to figure out who's right and who's wrong, right? I mean, do we need to be spending all this money? Should we be spending more money? We look at videos from the climate extremists to the climate deniers. Okay, I mean, we're taking a look at everything. So if you're curious, join us on our adventures through climate change as we try to figure out what the heck is going on, what to expect. Most people know my contention by now. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm always open to have my mind changed, but it has to be organically changed, right? Today we got Ed. When will the next ice age happen? Lorraine Lisiecki? I don't know. This was from 4 years ago, but and I haven't watched it yet. But it seemed kind of interesting. I was like, you know what? Let's watch another ice age video. And my iRobot's going. So hold on one second. I meant the vacuum, but whatever it's called. Probably still hear it in the background, but that's all right. Let's get this video going. Let's get it up and let's talk about when will the next ice age happen.
20,000 years ago, the Earth was a frigid landscape where woolly mammoths roamed. Huge ice sheets several thousand meters thick encased parts of North America, Asia, and Europe. We commonly know it as the Ice Age, but geologists call it the last glacial maximum. That's because it's the most recent time that ice reached such a huge extent. And Ice Age is an informal term without a single agreed-upon definition. Over the last million years, there have actually been about 10 different glacial maxima. Throughout Earth's history, climate has varied greatly. For hundreds of millions of years, the planet had no polar ice caps. Without this ice, the sea level was 70 meters higher. At the other extreme, about 700 million years ago, Earth became almost entirely covered in ice during an event known as Snowball Earth. So what causes these massive swings in the planet's climate? One of the main drivers is atmospheric carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that traps heat. Natural processes such as volcanism, chemical weathering of rocks, and the burial of organic matter can cause huge changes in carbon dioxide when they continue for millions of years. Over the past million years, carbon dioxide has been relatively low, and repeated glacial maxima have been caused by cycles in Earth's movement around the sun. As Earth rotates, it wobbles on its axis, and its tilt changes, altering the amount of sunlight that strikes different parts of its surface. These wobbles, combined with the planet's elliptical orbit, cause summer temperatures to vary depending on whether the summer solstice happens when Earth is closer or farther from the sun. Approximately every 100,000 years, these factors align to create dramatically colder conditions that last for millennia. Cool summers that aren't warm enough to melt the preceding winter's snow allow ice to accumulate year after year. These ice sheets produce additional cooling by reflecting more solar energy back into space. Simultaneously, cooler conditions transfer carbon dioxide from the atmosphere into the ocean, causing even more cooling and glacier expansion. About 20,000 years ago, these trends reversed when changes in Earth's orbit increased summer sunshine over the giant ice sheets, and they began to melt. The sea level rose 130 meters, and carbon dioxide was released from the ocean back into the atmosphere. By analyzing pollen and marine fossils, geologists can tell that temperatures peaked about 6,000 years ago, before another shift in Earth's orbit caused renewed cooling. So what's coming next? Based on the repeated natural cycles seen in the climate record, we'd normally expect the Earth to continue a trend of gradual cooling for the next few thousand years. However, this cooling abruptly reversed about 150 years ago. Why? Carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere have been rising since the 19th century, when fossil fuel use increased. We know that from studying air bubbles trapped in Antarctic ice. This surge in carbon dioxide also coincides with a global temperature increase of nearly 1 degree Celsius. Ice cores and atmospheric monitoring stations show us that carbon dioxide levels are rising faster and to higher levels than at any point in the last 800,000 years. Computer models forecast another 1 to 4 degrees Celsius of warming by 2100, depending on how much additional fossil fuel we burn. What does that mean for the ice currently on Greenland and Antarctica? Past climate changes suggest that even a small warming shift can begin a process of ice melt that continues for thousands of years. By the end of this century, ice melt is expected to raise the sea level by 30 to 100 centimeters, enough to impact many coastal cities and island nations. If a 4 degrees Celsius warming persisted for several millennia, the sea level could rise by as much as 10 meters. By studying past climates, scientists learn more about what drives the shifts in ice that have shaped our planet for millions of years. Research suggests that by taking action now to reduce carbon dioxide emissions quickly, we still have the opportunity to curb ice loss and save our coastal communities. If you're a student watching this now, we have a question for you. Do you ever feel like you're too young to have any real impact on climate change? If so, we disagree. All these students in our TED Ed Club's program are speaking up and taking action to fight for a healthy, habitable planet.
Okay.
And maybe the next great idea or well-chosen word that will change the world or change someone's mind will be yours. Visit ed.ted.com/clubs to join our Student Voice program and share your passion on the...
All right, you've had your time. It's my time now. Here we go. What are my thoughts on this wonderful video put out by Mr. Ted Education Ed? Look, I mean, I kind of agreed with most of it, and then it was like right at the end, but we need to be entering the Ice Age. And that's when you lost me. You didn't exactly say it like that, but it's kind of how it came across to me. I just was like, you just attributed the warming to us, which prevented us from the Ice Age. I don't know. Maybe it's this happy medium. Maybe we're walking a tightrope. I'm not sure. I do know that it was dangerously low, the CO2 levels for a long time, to the point where plants, aren't able to operate the way that they need to be able to operate. So I don't know. It seems like we kind of helped out with that process. In fact, the Earth is greener now than it has been in the last couple hundred years. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of planting of new trees and, regulations on what things are getting cut down. But seriously, it's greener now. It just seems like we're kind of doing some things that are right. So I don't know. I didn't like the end of this movie, but the beginning I didn't have any contention with. If I earned your subscription, you know what to do right now. And otherwise, you know what? Hit TED Ed. I mean, they got 18.5 million. You might be subscribed to him. Otherwise, I hope to catch you on the next video.